behavioral model call. And so today, I was wondering if we could ask maybe about the potential work that Marvell might do. Andy, if you have any scoop. I think you went on mute.
Sorry, I completely lost which browser tab I was joining.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm just laughing at myself while I'm on mute, like trying to find it.
Yeah.
So I'm quickly looking. So yeah, they do have that open pull request that I may have linked to in a previous meeting. I'm not.
I can find it if you did. Yeah.
It is not up. There's been a little bit of discussion about 2 weeks ago between Anton and Boss, who originally created the behavioral model code repo and maintained it, still maintains it. And I haven't seen any updates in the last 2 weeks on that discussion. But
All right.
basically they're just sort of high level discussions of, hey, I've got some new code.
Mm-hmm.
And then Anton and a couple of folks saying this high level structure seems wrong. How about doing it this way? And they haven't responded back yet. So
okay. All right. If there's a meeting or something I can attend, let me know. Or is that's not discussed in the P4 org, is it? Or
if it becomes so, I will let you know.
let me know. Yeah.
I think so. There's a Google Summer of Code every summer.
Yeah, I saw that.
And p4.org applied and got 4 applications granted. And I don't know off the top of my head whether one of the 4 might be related to this, but I will. That there's a kickoff meeting for the P4 Google Summer of Code project next Tuesday. That's on the public P4 calendar if anybody is interested in joining and seeing what projects. But just to set your level set your expectations.
Yeah.
They're primarily students or intern level folks doing work with mentors who are more experienced.
Right.
And they're mostly like tooling, P4 tooling kind of focused.
Yeah. So next Tuesday, if it's anytime after, probably anytime after 10 a.m., I could probably attend because I am flying out in the morning to Seattle, but I should land by like 9:30 or so.
It is scheduled 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific.
Hopefully I'm off the plane.
Okay.
And I can come and attend.
This one will be recorded and published later.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, if you go to, I'll send a link to the, I'll put it in chat to the calendar.
Thanks.
And there's all the public meetings for p4.org, but
Yeah.
next Tuesday, May 21st is the one that has the meeting I'm referring to.
Oh, cool. Thanks. I have just a tidbit that I don't know if it relates to you guys, but I'm kind of proud of it. We have these F5 big IP NVAs in our marketplace, in the Azure marketplace, and they've been hesitant to write the DPDK drivers, for those. And those were finally, after some partnership together, they finally went ahead and wrote them and implemented them for us. And we're seeing huge connection per second improvement in the big IP NVAs in the marketplace. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So it was nice that they were able to, do the work to write those. Okay, well, I think probably, guys, with Riff and Sushant both on call, I could probably give some time back unless Ashutosh, you have anything you want to talk about?
No, not today.
Not today? Okay. All right, how about you, Mircha?
No.
You good? Okay. I guess the last thing is I was talking to NVIDIA yesterday, and Mircha, do you remember they had that dual port design versus the one port design?
Yes.
Yeah, and they definitely really want to move with the smart switch to the single port because they don't want to keep 2 tracks of code going.
Yeah, and I mean, general problem that I have with the behavioral model is that at this moment, the model that we have supports it fell behind by a lot compared with what the hardware actually does. And there is no way of running a test and saying, look, this 100 tests pass here, but now when I run it on this hardware solution, this doesn't work like the model. This is again not like because the model doesn't support many of the things that the hardware does. And anyway, it works a bit different, I would say.
True.
So I don't know how at a higher level we can gap this, bridge this gap and have tests that they can run first in the model and then hardware catches up. And because
I'm just making notes.
it will be easier to tell one vendor, you know, hey, you did here something wrong. Look, the model and everybody else works this way. You are different, but we cannot do that because the model doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't mean like disrespect to the model.
No.
It doesn't do anything. It does things, but it fell behind the hardware. Now hardware does many more things than the model.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We've
Yeah.
been working on this for a long time. Yeah, I'll go ahead and talk to Riff and see what he thinks. So unfortunately, he's on call this week, so it's tough to get a hold of him.
So Christina, when you said there's 2-port versus 1-port because they want to go to 1 by 200 gig mode instead of 2 by 100 gig?
1 by 400, 1 by 400. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they don't want to do 4 by 100 or 2 by 200. They just
Yeah. So remember, inside of Azure, we have the appliance, and the appliance is simply a server with the 6 DPUs inside of it, and it's 1.2 T, and that is a dual port model. And of course, moving to the switch, we'll have 4 Bluefield 3s inside of a switch with a Spectrum 3. So it's just different, yeah.
Okay, so they want one port is bit connected between the Spectrum and the Bluefield instead of splitting it into breaking it out. Okay.
Yeah.
But even with one port, so I think this discussion comes from the fact that we contributed a while back underlay routing, which was not complete. And now if you have only one port, the argument is that you don't need the underlay routing. You can just hard code. It goes back from where it came because it's only one. Because probably it takes processing power to deal with that underlay routing. But you can still, it's in the spec. I mean, there is a size spec that says you have to support this. And in the end, I can still make cases and show that if the underlay routing is there or not by doing a route that goes to that one port, whatever, and I can make another route that goes to DevNull, whatever, like a black hole route. And I can say, look, these packets go back, these packets are not dropped because you don't respect the route. So I can still make,
But Marsha, I
for
thought
it,
that if you do smart switch level testing, not the DPU level testing, if you do the testing at smart switch, then Spectrum will do the underlay routing, right? So the smart switch level, you will see the underlay routing.
But in the DPU itself,
yeah, DPU itself will not do it because
but the dash spec has cycles to configure it. So
yeah,
I can
know,
say I
and
configure
I
it
have
and you
brought
don't
this
do
up.
it.
Yeah, I have
I
brought
know.
this up in the past. It's like a waste of DPU's capability to do underlay routing in some sense, right? Because Spectrum, there is a Spectrum or a Silicon One or some other switch there anyway. So you have to let the DPU focus on the L4 part and the overlay in general, I think.
Correct, but then the spec should be updated and say we don't need this or something. But
the spec says it's optional.
If it's already saying, then it's fine.
I thought that the spec says that the minimum requirement is hairpin. And if you do hairpin, then how does it matter? It's 4 ports or 1 port, right? Because even with 4 ports, So
it will send back from where it came. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
So if it's already updated to optional, it's all fine.
I thought that's what it was. It says that it's not optional, but we can check again.
Yeah, I
think.
remember, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, it's not a big deal. I mean, anyways, the smart switch is gonna work and everything is gonna work. It's just.
Yeah, it's more of a testing artifact issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just so I can mark there on my, resume. I found 3 bugs for the bug count. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have anything else.
Okay, well, thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you next time. If I have updates, I'll send them through email.
Okay.
Thanks, Christine.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thanks, bye-bye.
Bye.